I'm very aware that we stop discussing politics and start discussing the development of the people, investing in the real areas, measurable areas of development, which is education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. And we can't do that without investing in the people. Governance is about the people. Service is about the people. By doing this, I want to ensure and create awareness that we politicians should abandon discussing politics daily and start discussing governance and welfare of the people daily.
Okay, so the students need about 2 and you've already started out with 20 billion naira.
Which will buy 5. So we are looking for 10 more. So by this, I'm going to be appealing to other people to say, wait, we cannot have a society where we spend millions to buy cars for political office holders, and young people are looking for tools to go to education. And schools don't have lab, they don't have classrooms, they don't have chairs. But we politicians are living like stands. It shouldn't be. We must dismantle it and invest in critical areas of the world.
Well, encouragement to the students.
I urge them to take their education seriously. It is important to them. It's a tool they need for global competition. It's the greatest asset they need in their life. I was once like them. That's why I'm struggling to build a society where a child of nobody can be somebody.
Okay, so what is the first of the position without thinking of the standard bearer, 20%?
Well, I don't want to talk about politics. 2027 is not where I want to be. Let me talk about how the average Nigerian can put food on his table. Let me talk about this, how these children can be in school, how our secondary school, primary school can perform, how the average Nigerian can go to hospitals and be cured. When 2027 comes, we'll be there. I assure you how we'll contest.
Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. Very interesting conversation there. You see Mr. Peter Obi declaring that he is going to run for the 2027 election, and that's it. So it's open, you know, to the game is the game, you understand. 2027, we're never in doubt of that, but you've also heard it from his mouth, from the people who are asking that indeed he's going to run for 2027 election. And I think for me, honestly, whatever I say about Mr. Peter Obi, I mean, obviously everybody will say I'm biased because I support him, but honestly, if you're to critically look at what we have on ground, you know who is it. Let me borrow the word that was used in, is it 19 whatever, even though it's not this thing, who the cap fit, you understand. And for me is to look at issues from all, I always look at issues from all perspective. It doesn't matter whether I support you or I don't support you. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say I don't agree with you. If I agree with you, I'm going to say I agree with you. And if there's something where I feel no, you won't be, I will say it, you understand. In looking at this whole thing, you want, and I see a lot of people were, oh, let him be running mate, please. First of all, you want someone that you are sure when he gets there, he's going to put in the work. Not someone that you are like, what do you, I always say people, what do you people think 2015 was? Did you think that people liked Buhari? I never liked Buhari for one day. All those things, even after that 2011 riot, like he could have, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not saying he did not start it, but he could have stopped it. He could have put a word. He would have said something. I felt he never did. A lot of things during his tenure, but we got to a time. Although some people now, because they buy rice for 100K, they feel that everything was okay 2014. Well, it's okay if you feel that way, but we got to a place where we're like, no, anybody but this, nothing can be worse than what PDP is doing right now. But guess what? It became worse. It actually became worse, and this is where, you know, we are today. Indeed, it became worse, and if we're not careful, this thing that we're looking at, it will also become worse. Look at Buhari, that his time was so bad. People are looking back at him and say, oh, it was better that time, 2020 we could buy this, the things you could buy 2020 for 1 naira, you're not buying it 3 naira or 5 naira. That's how bad things can go. So why are we gambling? Why are we say, okay, let's just put someone because he has been running for so, because he's old or because he doesn't have the chance again? Are we playing kalo with our lives? We need to have some people, the person who we know, he will get there, he will put in the work, he's courageous, he's not indebted to anybody. When he starts the work, he's going to say this, and put in all of that. Those are the kind of things, honestly, that as far as I'm concerned, that we should be looking at, for. But unfortunately, that's not what we have. All right, apologies for that. I just have a call, coming in. So we can't afford to play around with all of these things and do all manner of things. We need to be focused. And then the other thing also is that, and for me, I always used to say, why did they choose? For me, Buhari was the last of the candidates I should have chosen, but he was chosen. And I used to say, why? Now I understand. He had something. He has 12 million votes locked down. He was the one that had that followers, a voting block that were attached to him. And the person that we have with such blocking vote today is Mr. Peter Obi. He also has that voting block attached to it. The others, they don't have it as much as a voting block attached to them. And then you find out that who is it that will motivate the people that will come out and for them to say, oh, they're going to do something, they're going to vote, they're going to come out, they're going to insist that they will put in their all to get things done. So these are some of the things, that we talk about when we say Mr. Peter Obi is the one that looks like the rightful person that at this moment, should be people should be looking at in terms of being voted into office as president. The other thing also is that a lot of people are disillusioned, and if you just bring anyhow candidate and they will want to go and sit down at home, because at the end of the day, what really is the essence of coming out and struggling and putting in your all, and then nothing is just that, oh, same old. And any situation whereby you have people staying at home, people not coming out, people not motivated to come out, what is going to happen is that the incumbent is going to have advantage. Yes, when people don't come out, the incumbent will have advantage, because of course they have some of their people who are already going to come out. That's why also when people say things like, oh, you should not do election, or you should not they will what's that thing they call, boycott the election. I always say it doesn't make sense. You boycott the election and then what? Even if it's only the family members of the people that are running for office that come out and vote, it's counted. I don't think, I might be wrong, and please, if I am, let me know. I don't think there's a place in our constitution or electoral act where they say a certain percentage of people have to vote before the vote to be counted. I don't think so. I've never come across that, and I would love to know if there's anything like that, because that is the only way. Then it now becomes, if for example there is a certain vote of people that need to vote, for example, maybe the law says, oh, 45% of Nigerians must vote before the election is counted, or 50%, or 60%, or 70%. Then, if that percentage is not reached, there will be no election. That's when you cannot say, oh, you will boycott election, because there's a certain threshold that has to be met. But now there's no threshold. Even if it's 10 people that come out, the whole of Nigeria, that come out to vote in the presidential election, then we count those 10 people. And out of those 10 people, they will ask who is it that has the highest number, because what we do is what they call the first past the post, which is who has the highest number irrespective, and that's it. So that's the reason why we need to be very, how do I put it, very pragmatic. We need to focus on what can be, who is the right person that indeed we get the work done, rather than just saying that, oh no, sentiments and all of that. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, Nigeria is really on a lifeline, and it's almost like in a coma, and there's a life support system, and we can't joke with that life support system, because the moment it's off, then that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.